Traveling overseas has always been a big part of the vision for SOC. Now, one thing you understand is we're a street football team. We are not a futsal team, and I'm going to say that forever. You know, futsal was never part of the plan. I had so many intentions to travel overseas with so many iterations of players we've had in this squad, in this club. And it's always been the expectation we go to, Europe or the Balkans, my background, or, Eastern Europe, and just play some street football there, meet up maybe with Street Kings or Street Madness or, the street teams you see over in Europe. Futsal wasn't part of the plan, and all of a sudden it was, because there's no real street football in Australia. And if there is, the quality is pretty terrible. So we try and play futsal to keep up with the higher quality teams. And it turns out we actually got pretty good at it. So good that we were actually invited to play overseas and represent our club and our country in a professional tournament against some of the best clubs over, in Colombia, in Brazil, and Argentina. And what an honor that is.
What other Australian teams are coming?
East Coast.
Got East Coast going from Port Macquarie, mate. So don't know anything about him. Matt knows about him, but apparently they're quite good, right?
Yeah. Solid team.
I hope we verse them. I'd like to beat them.
Okay, so you're going to play like South American teams and Australian teams?
In our group we got Colombian and Venezuelan team.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. Hometown.
We got the hometown team.
Yeah, so that's their stadium that we're playing at. Yes, it's going to be packed.
Is that with street soccer as well, or?
This is futsal, bro. This isn't street football at all.
Yeah, but are you going to be playing
Yeah, we'll play street football there as well.
Yeah. Are they like all organised, or?
We have a tournament, street football tournament organised for one of the nights we're there at a local street football venue, but that'll be pretty good.
Yeah, nice.
In LA we have a game as well against a futsal team that started from street football like we did. So see how it goes.
Yeah.
Tell us you got this.
Alright. Fuck you, dude. Who's on the first page? Click on check MIG. Check MIG?
Where is it, bro?
Check MIG.
It's just above the photo spot to get going on.
Holy shit, is that far
Look, my first thought was, finally. It's been so long, and doing things with SSC in Australia, we've done so much for the past maybe 4 or 5 years, and over that period of time, I was always thinking of going overseas. Always had the vision of doing it, but now, arriving to that airport and finally thinking to myself, holy moly, I'm going to Colombia to play professionally. Like, that was one of the most exciting feelings I've ever felt in my life. Okay, gave my mum a goodbye kiss. We received the kits. I was pretty excited about those. They're really, really cool kits. And I was just ready to get taken off on that plane and just to get going.
Place larger bags in the overhead bin. Wheels are handled first and then check to be sure the bin is closed.
There's no room.
He said who's on the bench? Huh?
The water in his pocket.
Oh, yeah, fair.
How many hours have we been travelling?
62.
Roughly, we worked it out.
62.
No, it's been like, what, 48 hours, nearly 50 hours. With all the layover and stuff.
So basically 62 hours.
No, well, tomorrow, when we have this 24-hour stopover, it's going to be 72 hours, bro.
But put it this way, no
3
shower.
days of travel.
We've had no shower. We've had no bed.
And
For
ski
50
stinks.
hours. And I stink.
So where are we at right now?
We're in Bogota right now.
Where are we going to?
Barranca Bermeja. Colombia. So, city about 600 kilometers from Bogota.
Have you been there before?
No, it'd be the first time for me. I've been to a few other cities, but first time to Barranca Bermeja.
Nice.
So, see how we go.
How do you think the boys will do?
It'll be tough. It'll be tough.
What about with the street games they've got planned?
Still tough.
Yeah? They're good over there?
They are.
Big culture for soccer?
Very big culture. They live and breathe it, you know. Eat, sleep. It's like a religion for them, so it's totally different.
Yeah.
So yeah, it'll be tough going and interesting.
Yeah, cool.
All right.
So arriving in Barranca was, very interesting. Extremely humid. You're pretty high up in terms of altitude, and you feel that straight away. But the biggest thing was we're in the airport. We've hopped off the plane, walked in to get our luggage checked, and we can hear people dancing outside. You can hear there's a big commotion, and we head out, and big, welcome, guard that welcomes us. A lot of dancers, and you got film crews, the media, the news, and straight away, on the mic. And it's just a big deal straight away. Photos, dancing with all our players, and it's celebrity treatment. And while building SSC, that was always a goal to be a club that people aspire to be a part of and people want to have on camera. But having that happen and having that happen already was a massive deal. It was celebrity treatment, and we don't get that in Australia. So to me, that was, it was very special. We're a very young team as well. You got to keep that in mind. Majority of our players are 18, 19, with some young 20s. And then, you got me, who was 25, and I feel like a bit of the dad of the crew. But for a lot of those boys, that's everything they've watched on TV, and they're getting to live that at that age. That's something extremely special. And very, very, very few people ever get that. A-League players in Australia aren't treated like that. So that was an honor.
It's lobby. It's lobby and it's lobby. How do you feel to be here in Colombia?
It's quite an honour. It's quite an honour to be here in Colombia, in Barranca Bermeja. I think I did that well. No, it's an honour. The whole team is honoured, and it's amazing to be here.
What are your expectations in the country?
Look, we're actually not too sure. We want to do our best. So we've watched a bit of the teams we're competing against, and they're very good teams. We like to back ourselves too. So we'll bring it the best we got.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Okay, they're going to take pictures, okay, with the dancers, okay?
Which camera? Alright. You boys got your stuff? Yo, hey! Wait, what is it? Hold on.
Oh my god, it's because you look
There you go!
Hey!
What do you think of the welcoming?
It's crazy, bro. Unexplainable. The best thing I've ever experienced. Walking in, it just happened. Oh my god.
It's actually crazy. I felt more than important. I felt famous, like genuinely like a rock star. It was so sick.
We are famous.
But we are famous. I mean, come on.
Okay, we can go.
Yes, that one.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Hey, take him in the pool, boys. Come on. Gracias.
Gracias.
You got the keys? Okay.
You got the keys.
Welcome to Bazdaric. How do you say? How do you say? Bazdaric. Bazdaric. Gracias. Thank you.
Oh, is it nice?
It's beautiful, bro.
Oh, that's nice. Getting in or what?
Hey Slavy, how was that welcoming?
Jeez, that welcoming someone else, man. We haven't had that before.
Yeah.
I guess that's what it's like to go international and be a high level.
Did it feel weird that like people were waiting for you at an airport to play soccer in a country that thinks soccer is like the best thing in the world?
I didn't think about it like that, but having people wait for you in a country where football is religion is something truly special. It's actually an honour. I was so like blown away that when I saw them, I walked through so fast, turned around, everyone's behind me. Caught me well off guard. I felt pretty stupid to be honest, but then I see Ski dancing with them and I see Sabas jump in and it was a vibe.
It's crazy to think that I made a joke at the other airport that if we get signatures and whatnot, I'll get down on one knee. Like, it's just crazy to think that was a joke I made and then it genuinely happened. We had people waiting for us with an entourage of
selfies and all, man. Selfies
crazy.
and all.
Yeah, it was absolutely amazing.
Oh my god.
Welcome to the international level, boys.
Number one of many more.
It's only up from here, isn't that what they say?
That's only up from here, that's correct. Yeah. Yo, let's go!
He's stoked.
Stoked is an understatement.
How stoked are you?
Put it like this. The clouds in the sky is like a minimalistic scale of how keen I am for this trip, and it is absolutely perfect. Words can't describe it. Like, first time overseas and I couldn't have asked for anything better. Yeah, the plane flights have been a bit how you going, but this makes up for all of it. So much.
Look, I'm not gonna lie, like I got off the bus and I was just thinking to myself, like I looked over to the left and I saw to the first part, or like the side of the wall on the stadium, said Luis F. Castellanos, and it was such a massive stadium in comparison to what we have in Australia. It's ridiculous, right? And I was walking in there, right? I came into the corridor and I just saw all the seats, the lights, and just how the stadium looks. And I was thinking to myself, holy shit, right? It's absolutely amazing to be in this stadium right now. It's nothing that I've ever seen in what I've played in Australia.
Ski! Santi, come on Nico, let's go! Jump it, jump it! So this is where playing tournament, massive 5,000 seater stadium. You don't see this stuff in, I think, Oceania or Australia, definitely not Australia. Boys are chilling out, we're a few nights before the tournament. It's epic, it's blown us away, we've seen this. When do you really believe it's actually happening? I guess you're here and you still can't really put it into words. The guys are excited, they're trying to kick us off the court, have fun with that.
Here we have, what's your name?
Slavi. Slavi, yeah.
Okay, Slavi, how are you feeling in Barranca Bermeja?
I'm fantastic. How are you feeling?
I'm feeling great. I'm from here. So, what do you want to say to all the people?
Oh, so the people of Barranca Bermeja?
Barranca.
Beautiful city. Beautiful city. Caught us off guard. We went to the capital. It doesn't feel as live as when we're here. So we love the city. It's beautiful. Looking forward to getting to know it more and to playing here all around. So very exciting.
Are you ready to play on Monday with the local team?
Yeah, we're excited. We found out we're playing a local team. We're very, very excited. I'm not sure where we're playing. I thought we were playing in here, but I'm not too sure.
You are playing in here, yeah?
On Monday?
No, on Sunday you're going to train here, and on Monday you're going to play at the field we visited
Okay.
like an hour ago.
Okay, perfect. No, I'm very excited. We'll see how it goes. I don't know what else to say, but it'll be a great night. Thank you so much.
Okay. Bueno, seguimos aquí con...
Let's get out of here.
Get back here.
So right now we're at the resort of the hotel owners that we're staying at in Barranca Bermeja. We're at his resort. Super cool. We've got a pool, we've got a beach football arena. Pretty mad. So seems to vibe pretty well.
Day 2, how are you feeling?
Day 2, I'm feeling sleep deprived, but I do that to myself. You know, this is a very good chance to hang out with the boys and the crew and really get that chemistry going, and I'm very excited about that. I'm feeling good, but I know tomorrow we have games starting, and that's really exciting.
This guy, Alex, a local here, just walked over an hour just to get here this morning. Wow. Right, so he must have left at about 6:45. Walked, because he lives like 10 miles away. You know, so he's determined.
To play for Sydney, for the crew.
to be with the crew. You know, how awesome is that? He's been talking to Ski a lot. How they're communicating, I don't know. But it's all good.
The jersey looks sick on him, but
it does, eh?
Yeah.
So we got to the hotel last night, and there's a few people out here. Tell us what happened last night.
So we got back to the hotel last night after a long day at the resort, and just a big crowd waiting outside. I didn't know what was going on. I quickly went back to my room, but the boys got to see a lot of fans, got to have a lot of young fans come say hello, get a lot of photos, a lot of translations from Nico, but yeah, they wanted to have a game with these local church kids, and one of the boys came up, wrote to me on his phone he'd love to play for our team, so gave him a kit. He's either going to be training with us today or he's going to be playing with us. Training with us or playing against us today, so we'll see what happens. There's two things up in the air, so we'll see how it goes, but if we don't get a game against him, he'll play with us or train with us, so we'll see how it goes. So no to training, security risk. Not much I can say about that, but we'll try and get a game with him. Yeah. Disappointing, but you know.
Game's a better experience anyway.
Is that a game game with you guys or game against their team?
Them. Game against them. So.
Okay.
I just don't want to upset the kid.
We can chuck him on our team anyway.
Yeah, no, he'd be with us against his friends.
Especially considering he took like an hour to walk here. Like.
Yeah, no, we've got to give him something.
Yeah.
I'd feel devastated, even if we go out now and kick a ball around with him.
Yeah.
Otherwise, we'll get him tickets to the game.
Yeah, 100%. We'll see what we can do.
That's all Tony's given you, and from what I know, it's 11 to 12. It's 11:15. You got to get the boys.
Hey boys, let's go. We only have like 45 minutes apparently.
I will push it for more.
What happened with that?
I'll push it for more, but let's go, yeah?
Yeah, boys, come on, grab. Hey boys. Sorry to rush your vlog, but we only have 45 minutes. We've got 45 minutes.
Street shoes and futsal shoes. And I got another pair that I just bought, just in case.
I need to buy another pair.
Everything we're going to do, that I'm going to do, is a lot of ball touches, short passes, long passes, to just get used to the ball and the court. Apparently when you do slide, this does hurt a bit. Just be careful, yeah, just figure it out. Watch the sides. When the ball from the sideline out, there's not much space. Don't roll your ankles, stepping off, watch your runs.
The first session did go well in the end, you know. We were happy with how it went. You know, a lot of drills we don't usually do. We don't usually do drills at all. You know, very, very rare. But just to me, I wasn't too much of a fan. Yes, it did go well, but something deep down, I knew it wasn't what I wanted. We were learning things that we've never done before, and without being disrespectful, because I believe this is a mistake I made. We're at this tournament, we're versing the best teams in the continent, you know, professional teams, people are paid to play this. And we're learning new tactics to be able to verse them, you know, tactics that they play with. And as if you're going to be able to compete with them using their tactics, which you've been trying to learn for a day or 2 or 3 sessions, when they've been learning it since they were 6.
Yeah, it was pretty good. But like for me, I've trained with a coach before, so it's nothing over the top, nothing new. But training with the new boys, they fit in well at first, so we pretty sure of that. Santi, they're both good guys as well. So realistically, there was nothing wrong there, but adjusting to that hot climatic condition, the muggy feeling. It was an open-aired stadium, so you're outside no matter what. The only breeze we got was through the roof, but it was really difficult at first, but once you got a hold of it, it was pretty good.
But this is good, man. Your first session, as you continue on, like this game tonight, just try to defensively try to keep that structure, yeah? Don't over-press, don't over-commit, yeah? One-on-one challenges, step in, win that ball, especially the fast guys, because you can catch up again to them, yeah? You get in trouble with foul early, fucking take them out. Be ready. Be ready for a lot of this in the back, a lot of pushing, yeah? And give it back. Fucking give it back, just like they give it to you, yeah?
Yeah, so that was something special. You see it in video games, and now you're finally experiencing it. And I just spoke to Tony. Like that 3,500 seater stadium, there are stadiums with 10 to 15,000 seats that we'll be going to eventually in the future. So this is a massive level up. We still got a long way to go, and I can't wait. You're gonna see a lot of growth from us on the field and off it. What do you think, Coach?
I thought the session was unreal. I think Chris has got a very high football IQ, but no, I loved everything that we've been speaking about a little bit of, like the far post, following in, some of the little tips that she was giving you as well about like stepping into the defender, into the attacker when you're defending, when they're off the ball, just sort of stepping in and using your body a bit, getting a bit aggressive. I thought everybody had a really good session, really good intensity, to be honest. So yeah.
Me in particular, right?
Oh, absolutely.
Thank you. No, we all played great. It was amazing. It's great to get that hype between the boys as well. They're also, I told most of them to stop and appreciate where they are. Because if you don't think about it, you're not going to take it in. When you actually just stop and look and go, wait a minute, look where we are.
Well, the biggest part as well for you guys and being an actual team is you're all mates. And you've all got a really good chemistry going on already, and now you're just getting that finessing with some coaching as well. And that's stuff that you can take back with you as well, back to Sydney, you know, and run through some of those.
How do you think we're going to do?
I haven't seen anybody else play yet. I don't want to put the mockers on it, but I think you'll actually, I think you're going to give them a good show.
Yeah, well, we got our first trial game tonight, so let's see how we do.
That'll be a benchmark.
It's a good trial for you as well.
Yeah.
It's going to be awesome.
Having the likes of Santi and Ali join us was, you know, extremely beneficial to the team. We went there with barely enough players to play in the first place. Because what you got to understand is getting South America is extremely expensive and takes a very long time. So our core SSC was, not everyone was able to go. So we were just scraping through to even have one sub. So Santi and Ali jumping in were, you know, they were lifesavers. They filled the team, and not just that, they were very high-end players. You know, I'd put them, you know, some of the top players in the country. The only problem is, same as with the coaching, you're at this event and you expect them to be able to gel when you're versing the teams that are going to punish every single mistake you make. That's just not how it works. So yes, I believe they're great players. It's just the chemistry was massively lacking. I'd say myself and Ali had a lot of issues with terms of chemistry. Nothing, no slight on him as a player. It's just how things happen. You know, with Nico on the team, it took me months to understand how to play with Nico, and we didn't gel, but we eventually got it and it worked. If you gave him the same amount of time with Ali and you gave some of the boys the same amount of time with Santi, you know, everything would have turned out great. But we're at a tournament, and it's you got to learn it now or you're in trouble. And it just doesn't work like that. Otherwise, every team would be able to, you know, sign players and take it and, you know, be amazing immediately. It's not how it works.
Going into the trial game for me, I've been overseas. I've been experienced high level futsal. I know what it's like. I knew somewhat to expect. Obviously it's different in South America to Europe, but it's still very like quality, you know, no matter what way you go overseas. But in terms of going in with the team, like I said before, I was really keen to see how the two boys gelled, Ali and Santi, because obviously we've never played a game with them before. And playing a professional level team, you know, first up in another country in different conditions, it was nerve-wracking at first. But yeah, and once we sort of got warmed up and got ready, the nerves sort of went away. So in terms of that, it was good to see. The boys were all pretty keen for it. Some were nervous, but then some were really confident. So it was good.
What's up, boys? You ready? Yes, sir. Good. You ready? What do you want? You good, Santi? Yeah. All right, come on, so big night. You guys all ready or what?
Yes, sir.
All right, let's go. Just spoke to Chris. I've got the lineup. So the way it's going to work is we're going to play pretty high intensity. We're going to start with people that we felt like did really well today. Oh, everyone did really well, but we're going to start with myself up front. No, that's pretty obvious. We're going to have Nick on the left, Ali on the right, my ski at the back. But the way it's going to work is Salva should be switching in for Ali, and Santi will be switching in for Nico. There's going to be a lot of subs. I'm going to be coming off too. Matt will be switching on for both me and skis. He's got a pretty big job on his hands. Yeah, we all do. But boys, not too much pressure on yourselves. It's going to be a mad night. I have a really good feeling about this. So let's go do it, hey?
Before the tournament started, we obviously got to have our trial match in the stadium at night against the local team. So the local team, I'd put it is like they're probably third div nationally, something like that. They might be a little lower, I'm not too sure, but I'd say any like top 5 divisions over there is the strongest we have in Australia because of the amount of teams, amount of people playing the sport at such a young age. Now, in saying that, walking into this game, don't want to sound too negative, but I want to say I did go to Colombia expecting to lose every single match. And that's because the way I see this is SSC has to grow. You can't just jump to the top. I expected to verse the best and lose to them, and then verse them again and lose to them, eventually learn to draw with them, and then keep drawing and eventually learn to win. But I knew this was the first time, so I expected to lose. Now, this isn't the team we're going to be versing in the tournament, but it had some players in it that played for some of the other teams in the tournament. I was excited. I was very nervous. We were not completely prepared, but I also don't think they were completely prepared, because we play different to how they play over there. But it was, a very exciting time. We were all so excited to play, while also being scared, but a lot of excitement.
Mate, let's just play, yeah?
Come on. Come on. Everyone. Hands. Come on.
So after that first half, where we somehow took a massive lead, which was completely unexpected, going to second half, I obviously, and I'm assuming the boys as well, really want to capitalize and get more. I wanted to double what we did in the first half. Now, I don't know how we got in the situation, because the way I feel is that we didn't deserve to be up by that much. I know we deserved to be up, but we just took every single chance, and everyone was on, everyone was playing great. Even in terms of our defense, we were being very clinical and just making it work. And I'd sort of relate it to when clubs sign a new manager, like an outdoor 11-a-side, where everyone really wants to impress, and the first few games are just perfect. That's what I'd say this one was for the first half.
Let's go. Nice.
Well done, boys.
Sit down.
Sit down for a second. Boys, this is the Chris, sit down.
Hey, that's a brilliant first game, yeah? Very good, right?
First half, even. No, we don't get it.
I don't even know the score. Too many goals, huh? It's fucking brilliant, yeah? Just one thing now, right? I don't want to change anything. If it wasn't working, I would change the system, but it's working. Don't need to change anything. Remember, it's 25 minutes. It's another 25 minutes. We're just at the shops walking around, yeah?
Also remember.
All right? Sit back. Keep fucking doing what you're doing. Nothing needs to change. Keep it up, lads. Doing really well, yeah?
Go back.
Let's not get cocky.
No, we're not.
But keep fucking nailing goals. I want a big scoreline. Let's fucking, because these Colombians need to see that Australia's come here and we're nailing it. So when we play, I want the crowd here to come and watch this team, not the Colombian team, you understand? So keep fucking scoring goals, yeah?
Remember what I said, boys. No mercy, hey.
That's it.
No mercy.
Keep going.
Let's go. Come on, ruthless.
Hey, let's go. Hands in.
Boys, Matt.
Hands in. Come on. Just come on.
Justin, Patrick.
Justin, come, let's go.
Come in.
On three, the crew, all right? 1, 2, 3.
Look, it shocked me, or it didn't shock me, but it was definitely a surprise because I thought that team was going to be a lot firmer, and it turned out some of those players did play in the tournament, in fact, as well, for a different team. But in terms of being at half time, we were just happy with how we were playing because we were doing the things we practiced. The boys fit in well, so it was good, and just getting everything right was the main thing for me in the second half. But I was pretty confident going the second half that we could continue and at least get the win.
We just beat these guys, but these guys aren't the tournament that we're in. So please don't go home tonight and go, we're going to kill this, we're going to kill this. The team's going to verse a double that. Double as good as that. So
we verse better teams.
Thank you so much for killing it tonight, boys. No, thanks for saving me twice. But now let's warm down the rest and go on the pool tonight and have a party. Hey,
let's do it.
Close it.
The rules here with the numbers is you can only have 1 to 20.
What the fuck?
Are you for real? Yeah, just one sec.
Why were we told this?
So we can't wear these shirts when we play the competition. We have to look at buying some strips.
Are you fucking serious?
We have to look at buying what?
What for? No, this is an invitation. What are they? Can I go talk to somebody?
Why?
I know.
What's wrong?
The numbers only go from 1 to 20 because when they do the hand signals, if
How
it's
come
20,
someone had 118 on before?
Yeah, no, even mixed piss too, because he's got to do the exact same thing. They have to change all those, because they can't change now one shirt, they're going to change the complete kit.
How is that fair?
Stickers on it.
I know.
I know you have no say. You're just getting the brunt
They
of it.
won't, you know what I mean? Like with 70, they're like going fucking,
Like,
and they won't change those rules.
Just find a kit.
Boys, tomorrow we're going to go out and find the sickest kit we can find. Unfortunately, we can't wear these. We're going to wear them at every single street game we play, which is like, there's more of those than there are of the tournament, right? But we're going to go find a sick ass kit tomorrow. We're all going to have a say in it. I think we'll find something sick. It sucks.
So not allowed to wear these?
Nope. They're trying to figure it out. But even if they
Numbers
can't,
are over 20,
even if they can't, boys, yo, hey, even if they can't, we're going to find something anyway. because that's a good memory from here.
Can we still wear
And if you want to give that away to get someone else's kit, you can do that.
The kit situation now, this is an interesting one. So we're playing in an AMF sanctioned tournament. Now the way AMF works is you can only have numbers 0 to 20 or 1 to 20. Now we've been playing in AMF sanctioned events in Australia, and which is under FAF in Australia. It's a sub branch of the global body. It's like Football Australia for FIFA. But we've been playing under FAF in Australia and we've never had an issue. And in fact, it was known that we were going over there with jerseys with numbers up to 88 or 90 or even, so we should have been warned. Now we've gone over there, played the trial game. I think we upset a few people. Now, I don't think they wanted us to win, especially against a local team. So it came out that, look, you can't play in your kits. Now that's a pretty big deal. We bought these kits to wear to this tournament. That was a whole premise. So, that was extremely disappointing, but what can you do? It's either we change our kits or we don't play. Now, to be fair to the Federation, from what I understand, this tournament almost didn't go ahead. There was a lot of pressure on the government to make it actually end up happening because it was part of a major 100-year celebration in the city. So in order to make it happen, there were a few sacrifices that had to be made. The refs definitely didn't want to have to do, because they do hand signals, right? When people score or when there's cards. So I'm number 66. So they would have had to do this 6 times and then that just for, a goal instead of just like 21 or however they do it, So that's understandable. So we just had to make it work. I'm not the type to complain too much. Plus, I'm not going to complain about getting more kits. I have a bit of an addiction with getting SSE into kits, making nicer kits. So how much of a problem is it really?
Why are we in the taxi right now?
Yeah, so we there's a bit of problems with the jerseys that we have with the Federation. The way it works is you can only have numbers 1 to 20, and we weren't told before we came here. It wasn't going to be too much of an issue, but there's some inner politics with the Federation, and the only way that they can keep this running is if we adhere to the rules of the governing body. So they're doing the best they can. So I'm not going to be upset with them. It just sucks, we put a lot of money into these kits, and now we're going to quickly go to a factory right now to pick out some design, throw our logo on it somehow, and get it all fixed in a day or two. It's going to be really interesting. I have no idea what to expect. But yeah, it's quite exciting to at least have something cool. This is cool, don't get me wrong, I've never expected to be doing this. I'm excited to see what we're going to get, but I did want to wear our other kits. Luckily we have a lot of street games that aren't related to the Federation that we can play in our regular elastical jerseys, but we'll see where this one, see what this is like.
Well, mate, they can do it under that. It's going to be a little bit more because you're doing shirt and shorts. Y ves el logo, es un poco más sencillo. Yeah, pero él tiene todos los NEPS y todo.
So once we found out we couldn't wear the Elastico kits, it was decided that the next morning, well actually before it was decided, I was pulled into a conference room with Mick, who was part of East Coast Eagles, and we were both told we couldn't wear our kits and where we'd have to go tomorrow to get them fixed, right? Well, not fixed, they said we could plaster over numbers, and I was unwilling to do that. And also Mick wasn't willing to do that, but I have I got standards, and jerseys are important to me. I grew up with a dad that collected jerseys just because of how good they look, not because of the team they supported. So I always looked at jerseys as a real collector's item, and I wanted all our jerseys to look that way. So going to a factory in the middle of Colombia, and trying to make a kit happen that quick, it's very nerve-wracking because I want us to look good, and at that stage I didn't think we were going to end up looking good. But with talking to the people at the factory and eventually measuring all sizes, I wore one of my Yarko kits, which is really long, and I wanted our kits that they make to be really long as well. So we just sort of copied those measurements. In the end, they came out really well, and I was extremely happy with them. But it's such a nerve-wracking time, picking the fonts, giving the exact dimensions, hoping you have the right files on the Google Drive, because they're always back on your hard drive at home. It was nerve-wracking, but they came out great. So, I shouldn't have doubted it. I know whenever I put my mind to making something great, it usually happens, especially with kits. That's one thing SSE, you can never say against us. We always have great kits. And even in situations where it's down to the wire, we can still come out and have great kits.
Pero usa solo Slavi. ¿Me entiendes? Sí, sí.
First street game in Colombia. How are you feeling?
Wow. Yeah, very excited. We were in the party bus, if you guys remember that, and we saw, the players play on the street, and it was absolutely such a vibe. I'm so excited to play the first game with the boys. It's gonna mesh well with the boys. I'm really excited to get a few goals in. It's going to be a goal fest, smaller pitch, more fast feet. It's going to be very fun. I want to score as many goals as we can. And it's good. It's very good preparation before the tournament, and I'm very excited to get going.
Boys, put our stuff down there. Come on. Over, come on. It's a bit different to pro, but Ride is something else.
First street game.
Yeah.
How you feeling?
Excited. The vibe's just going to be different today.
Yeah?
Obviously street football in Colombia is a bit different. Yeah, just really looking forward to it.
How do you think, how different is this team compared to the team you played last night?
I reckon they'll be a lot more technical coming from the streets. They'll like to use the ball a lot more, like skills and stuff. So, we just have to be disciplined in our defense, I think, tonight. To make sure they don't beat us in 1v1 battles, and we should be good if we're able to do that.
You reckon they'll try and get away with more fouls than usual?
Yeah, for sure. I think maybe, we don't know if there's refs or not. I think they are, so it might be a bit biased, but come from the streets, there's not many rules, so there'll be a lot of fouls, I reckon, so we just have to be careful, don't get injured. Obviously the tournament starts in a couple of days, so we just have to be smarter with the way we play.
A lot different to last night, a lot different to LA. What are you expecting?
A lot different to last night. Look, it's not a stadium tonight. Funnily enough, probably going to be the same amount of people. But obviously this is a different type of tournament. I think it's 3 teams, including us, just playing each other, getting to, see who's the best team here. And we're obviously going to be in a shout for that. I'm excited, as always. I want to win, as always. This is warm-up for the tournament, and the boys are taking this as a bit of a chill night, but even they know on a chill night we come here to win. Because this is a throwback to who we are. We're a street football team, we're not a futsal team. No matter how much I say we're shifting to one, we are always going to be a street football team. This is where we started. And it's something special being here, and I'll say it again and again, getting escorted in by the police, one of the coolest things I've ever had done. But I'm excited to see what the boys can do tonight. We'll give it everything, so let's see how it goes. So the way it's working is 15-minute halves. We're playing 2 games in a row. We're playing 2 in a row. So 15-minute halves, 2 games in a row. All right. So don't hurt yourself. Santi asked me when we can start doing tricky shit. If we're up by more than 2. More than 2. Okay. Then you can have a bit of fun. But the moment it gets close again, and nothing says we're going to get up by 2. So let's focus up first. All right.
Same shit as last night.
Yep. Cover up defensively and track your man.
Boys, it should be a lot easier defensively because it's so much shorter.
Yep.
Right? So, easy. Same game plan, yeah? Slide
boys.
across.
Hold on, boys.
Mountain?
Alright, boys. If I get this in, we're winning.
Oh fuck.
Let's game.
The goal,
I went in the goal. I went in the goal.
Boys, we're doing alright. It's a different game. We'll get there. Doing alright. Doing alright. We can definitely pick it up though. We are definitely pretty flat out there. We're lucky to be equal on goals. So. Boys, we're done. We're done. Really shaky, but you know what? We got the win. We take it. I think a big problem we have is just at the front. We actually have tap-ins most of the time. We're just not fucking playing it. Everyone wants to go for glory. That's not what it's about here. Bro, they were like 4 in the last 2 minutes.
Yeah, we just.
No. You got it. No, not every time. You got to go for it because a few times we have people just standing there. I'm not referring to me. I was standing at the back most of that time. Okay, but we got to play them, dude, because that's goals we're just giving away. Alright, so it's not like futsal here, we lose it, the field's tiny, we're screwed. Tracking back is an issue, hence why I came off for so long. Boys did well. Let's keep lifting. We're going to have another hard game now, but I want us to do well. Give it everything.
We get a rest after this game, so let's play hard.
Yeah, well done. Let's go, boys. Well done.
Go, boys, well done.
Okay, so we just finished game 1. 4-3 win. For some reason our boys just aren't hyped. Tonight I know it's because we played last night, we trained yesterday morning, and we're playing our second game in a row now, but that's what we got to expect, and we got games tomorrow. It's a 4-3 win, we didn't play the best, but got our second game now. I'm not sure how this team's going to be, but we want to win again. So, see how we go. We're going to hype up a bit more, and we're going to get into it and win again. We're not playing too bad. It's honest to God 2 ridiculously easy mistakes, hey? Just for some reason nobody decided to track someone there. And the other one we gave the ball away when there was 3 up, and we always said only 2 up at a time. So it's simple as that. So just fix the stupid stuff that we never really used to do, and we're good. Who's feeling alright? Who's feeling tired? You good? I want to get Santi on the field. Yeah, you jump off. I want to get Sabas back on as well. So someone else has to jump off as well.
Yeah, we played back to back, but it's just, we weren't here tonight. First game win, second game we lost by probably 3. Not good. It's all right. We've got games to go. It's not good to lose, but it's good to figure out what we need to improve on. We didn't play terrible. It's just different. No, it just wasn't it tonight. One game.
Relax, mate. Tomorrow we move hotel. Go around there, give the crowd a clap.
Come on, boys, you heard it.
Hold on.
Goma, la Copa de Colombia. De España.
Goma was the Colombian team. Danny.
There we go.
Wait, you're winking.
Danny.
Okay, so getting closer to the tournament now. All the other teams have turned up. So now we've all been moved to our official hotel. As you can see the banner over there. This is the SSE, this is our hotel. We're all checking in now. Everyone's finding out their rooms. Some of the boys are excited. I'm excited. There's a 24-hour store across the road that maybe sells Red Bull or something. But we're going to find out our rooms now, and that's take a really serious turn. We're about to make it be a lot more focused and get ready for the games ahead.
Coming into the tournaments, I guess you're going to be sort of getting a bit more strict, talk more strategy and everything like that.
Yeah, well, I'm sure you can already tell my demeanour is a lot different than it was 2 days ago. We're here to play football, we're here to do well, we're not here to party. So, time to switch on a serious attitude. Yeah, tactics, talks, that comes, we have those talks, but it's better to just get there and have those talks before the game and just sort of get your way into it, get into the right groove and the right mood. But it's good to be here, and
From now, they're going to be on billboards here.
Okay, wouldn't be surprised. Oh mate, they love you guys.
Sooner than 5 years.
They love you guys. You know why? You're part of the the fun, the excitement. You're getting with it,
Thank God I brought fun guys with me.
Yeah, the other guy was saying something about being good for the culture.
Absolutely.
To Nicole.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Good for the culture,
yeah.
is it?
They want people to come back, mate.
Yeah.
We've had it.
They want the tourists.
Yeah. Oh, believe me, this documentary is going to make it look amazing here. Yeah, so when I went to bed last night, that was after our first street tournament. Played 2 games. I wasn't happy. We didn't play well. I definitely didn't play well. Some of us did, don't get me wrong. But I went to bed pretty upset, not happy, considering the tournament starts 2 days after that event. The real tournament, the real reason we're here, to play in that stadium against the best futsal teams in the, around this whole area, in Brazil, Argentina, Venezuela, and Colombia. So I went to bed upset. We woke up this morning, changed hotels, and now we're in this new beautiful hotel here. It's even more central to Barranca Bermeja. I'm surrounded by it right now, a beautiful city. It's quite a lot of chaos, which suits us quite well because we are a street football team. We're not a futsal team. We're always built to play in the chaos. So the fact that we're playing street football here, as well as and futsal as well, which is what we never really intended to do, it's quite unbelievable to think. If you told me, 6 years ago when I started this, when I'm 19 years old, lying in a hotel bed in Adelaide going, I hate outdoor football, and tell me that I'll be standing in Barranca Bermeja in the middle of Colombia at 25 years old with a bunch of 18-year-olds and a few young 20s and a few of their dads and Federation members going to be playing in a huge futsal tournament that we're walking down the streets and the locals want photos with us all the time. Kids want photos with us all the time. Yeah, it might be because, yeah, we do look like foreigners, but they're coming up saying, oh, you're playing in that tournament. That's unbelievable. You know, growing up, always wanting to be a part of something like this and never having the pathway and the platform to do it, and now being able to provide it for young 18-year-olds. I've got 18-year-olds in my team. I have no idea why they're in my team and they're not over somewhere else playing. That's most of the guys. That's pretty much all the guys in my team. And I'm glad I can provide that opportunity. I was never going to get that opportunity. I don't listen to people. Clearly, that's why I have to start my own team. But I'm glad my boys are able to listen in an extent. We actually all chat. I don't go, this is what's happening. I sit down, and you've probably seen it in footage and episodes we've shot prior to this, where at halftime I say, boys, what do we want? Yeah, in the end I have that final say, but you know, this is 6 years worth of work. This is finding players, them screwing you over, starting again, finding new players, them not being up to scratch, starting again, falling out of love with this because it's just going through so many people and affects you emotionally, where you don't do this for a year and a half and then COVID comes by and you think, well, that really was something special to me, let's bring it back. And a year and a bit later, look where we are. The world's a crazy place. You just got to kind of believe in yourself, and it's very I'm very proud to be here. I'm very proud with the boys I have here, and that's the family unit that I really want to stick.
Ask you like this. Thank you.
You literally get prepared now. Relax, rest, stretch. Yeah. When you get there tomorrow morning, eat well, whatever. We train the same stuff again. He's prepared enough. The rest is up to you guys. So have confidence tomorrow. What a fucking win. You win this first game, it rolls off on there, yeah? And it'll be good to get 3 points here.
Saying that, boys, you just want to chill in the pool. I'll be in the pool tomorrow.
I'll be in the pool right now.
All day. Yeah. All day.
The gym stretching.
Yeah.
When's that?
All right, sweet. Let's go.
Now. Yeah, I'm going in now.
Let's go to the pool now.
You got your tournament soon.
Yeah.
How are you feeling?
When I first arrived, I was very underprepared. I was very underprepared. And then once we got here and we've been doing this for a little bit, we've had training games, a few little trial games. I'm prepared. I'm ready. I'm so ready. This time tomorrow, we'll be halfway through our first game and we're going to be up 7-0. It's going to be amazing.
How do you feel about training so far and stuff?
It's been intense. Like, I'm sure Slavia can agree. It's different to what we usually do.
Yeah.
Back home in Australia, we just play games. We work on our own things every now and again, but it's more just getting into games, get the fitness up. Here we've been doing a lot of technical and all the technicalities involved in actual training, which is something that we've not missed out on, but lacked a little bit. And now that we've had it here in Colombia, like, what more can you ask for? Been on the streets, I've loved the training. The training's been really good.
Been playing pretty well recently. How are you feeling?
Feeling excited, feeling ready. I think we've done the best we can to prepare. Obviously we got our last training session, so yeah, we're all pretty pumped and excited. So yeah, just looking forward to it.
Thoughts coming into this game, I think just play for the team and try your best, to be honest. Like, you know, we're a team here, so you always want to back up your teammates, so you want to try your best and really put in the effort and the work, do your job and try your best to get the win with the team.
How they feeling for the first?
What did you like about that training section?
The fact that we trained in the stadium right before, with things all being set up and the other teams walking in and / walking out when we got there. It's definitely brought the right atmosphere. The boys are all switched on. It's hot, but that's a good thing. We like the heat.
Yeah, look, Coming in off those trial wins slash street games, it was pretty good. We matched it with them. We beat them as well. So it definitely gave us a lot of confidence. Obviously, we're still nervous because like it's an international tournament. Everyone's going to be nervous, mate. Especially for those that haven't played this level before. We knew the crowd was going to be there, so that's going to play a factor. They're not going to be cheering for us. They're going to be cheering for the others, you know. But our personalities and most of the boys, well, I could say we're pretty confident. For me, going into game day, I always like to get in the zone. So I do my own thing, stay quiet. But in terms of the team's mojo and motto, we were doing pretty well.
So it's obviously been a day and it's time to pick up the kits. Very nervous, you know, very nervous, and they weren't cheap either. So, you know, we walk into the venue, walk into the factory, and they show me the kits, and thank God, you know, they came out fantastic. Yeah, I was very nervous, but from the moment I saw them, I was just excited to show the boys. You know, we also got a flag made, a few little pendants as well to hand out to the other teams, and in the end, I'm actually extremely happy that we couldn't wear the kit, wear our original Elastica kits, because these ones are more comfortable. You know, they're longer lines. That was my only, you know, problem with the kits we brought with us. They weren't long enough. You know, I like long line stuff. I was just excited to show the boys because these came out as a real like collector's item. You know, we treated it like, you know, we treated it like Champions League, where I always looked at the Chelsea kit where they had the Champions League, the year, who they're versing. I wanted our kits to have that too, and we had Branca, you know, Branca Bermeja, the tournament, and the year. And you know, for us, that was very special. I was just happy to show the boys in the end. They came out so much better than I was hoping. So,
considering this is our videographer's kit, yeah, that's quite a memento if you ask me. That's pretty sweet. And I've always wanted one of these to hand out to the other team we versed before the game. I wish this was lower. I really wish this was lower, and that this wasn't here. But I'm not going to be that guy. You know, I'm very happy with these. This will look great hanging somewhere, and I'll give it to the other teams we versed today as well. We made it happen. The guys and the women here made it happen. Fantastic. A few tiny things, but I'm not going to be that guy. They just took our flags. I wanted to keep it. I wanted a team photo on the roof, but we can get that tomorrow. They've got to put the other side on. They forgot to do that. Oh, sorry, Mick.
Nah, I'll just put it on my lap. She's all good.
Are we off?
Yeah, I can.
Alright, so we'll start off with Zeke's because it's already open, and oh, actually, sorry, they gave me a gift for Chills.
Oh!
So that'll be pretty cool. Anyway, this is how they came out in the end. Ooh. See what I mean? The numbers at the back.
Nah,
bit see-through.
Still nice, man.
Still pretty clean. Still happy with that?
Yes.
Whoa, what the fuck?
Pretty mad.
That's sick.
I was still really happy with it. I wish the numbers weren't see-through.
Yeah.
Oh.
But
You know, I vibe with it. They took the flag back off me because I hadn't finished it. Our shorts are here as well.
Oh.
So they're like basketball style long. You're just chilling them, just relax. Merry Christmas, sir. There you go, Nico. Open it, man.
Yeah.
You got two because you're a keeper.
Oh shit.
I wanted you to have the orange like the rest of the boys. So you're just lucky when we only have one keeper, so you're doing the job for two people, so you deserve two kits. Yeah. Hey, they look good, don't they?
They look great, mate. Really? They look really good.
With the first game coming up, it's a very nervous time. Now it's real. Now we're versing the top teams. Now we're versing one of Venezuela's best futsal teams. Yeah, it's very, very nerve-wracking. And in these situations, you don't exactly know what to do. I used to be superstitious, but I'm definitely not anymore. I never have a routine, so I'm usually preparing the guys, handing out the kits, and then throwing on my stuff last minute, hopping on the court. But this is something else. We're there, you know, an hour early, getting ready in the change rooms, music being played. It's a very hard thing to deal with. It's such playing in a tournament of this caliber with you being interviewed before and after matches, commentators, teams there from other countries that look completely different to who you usually verse, and you can watch them train, and it's something else. So for me, it's trying to push, compress all that down to be able to focus, and that was the hardest part, figuring out a way to focus as a player and as someone that runs the team. So I don't think I ended up getting a lid on it. I don't. I definitely didn't. You learn from experience, and this is experience I've never had before. So I definitely didn't get a lid on it, but my preparation was just trying to stay calm. I'm not the type to listen to music, so music was being played in the change rooms, and that's not usually me, but that's the guys. If I listen to music, it's just either some dark ambient stuff I put in my ear just to focus, but there's so much going on. It's just trying to zone out, it's like sort of zone in and zone that stuff away from you, get it out. But yeah, I don't think I managed to do that properly.
Cheers, actually good.
Now, boys, I want you to remember this is a club tournament. That's all. Hey, boys, hey. I want you to remember this is a club tournament. That's why we're using our logo. All right? If you want to go to a national tournament, we use the Australian flag there. But this is our club that we built. We're going to show what we built. All right?
Make sure if you need a foul fucking early. Who gives a shit? Yeah, play for each other, boys. Play for each other out there. Yeah, let's get these fucking goals and win this shit. Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Three crow, all right? 1, 2. Let's go, boys.
They didn't penetrate too much after that, right? And that was like the last 10 minutes or so following our man. That was much better.
players played really good tonight. A few players played a bit too individual, but there's no point stopping on that. Like let's go home. Focus up. Yeah, I came to this in a great mindset. I'm sure the rest of you did. So let's come tomorrow in an even better mindset. Come on, manager, help me out.
Okay, what is the balance or summary for the game? What do you think?
So it was an interesting game. Didn't go the way we wanted at all. The tactics weren't exactly there at all or followed. But the Venezuelan team, a very good team, very good people as well. There's a lot of respect there. It's just I wish the game went a little better than it did. Yeah.
Look, honestly, the first game wasn't the best. Like, obviously having a loss in the first tournament on the first day of the tournament wouldn't be the best for our mindset, but obviously as a professional team, we just have to pick up and start where we are in the beginning. So going into the next game, personally, it didn't really change my mindset. It gave me better strength to actually go into the next game with a better mentality to work together as a team to beat them.
So today is Thursday the 9th, I believe. We are at the stadium for our second match. I think we're versus Tuluá, the Colombian team, so they're going to be very tough, so we have to make sure we turn up today. Yeah, last night didn't really go to plan. I think the nerves got the better of us. You know, I think myself especially, I just played a lot different to how I normally would, and maybe some of the other players as well. You know, we just felt like, you know, we hadn't even played before with each other. Complete strangers. We weren't connecting at all, and we weren't fell on our man, which is kind of my fault as well for the first few goals, I believe. So yeah, we conceded early and then we couldn't really get back into the game.
Oh, we made them probably look better than they were, in all honesty. Our defence was a bit... We lapsed in a lot of moments, should I say. We went missing. Otherwise, it wasn't too bad overall. I know we copped couple minute periods where we copped 3 or 4 goals, and that was the difference really between us. Saying that, we had a few chances that we didn't take as well.
So those mistakes, do you reckon you'll focus on like addressing them today in this game?
Yeah, well, we spoke about them yesterday, so hopefully we all listened, and if the boys fix those today, I think we should be in with a better shot for sure.
Let's go, come on.
Let's go. 3, right? 1, 2, 3. Let's go!
We just didn't come out firing, they did. That was the difference, to start with at least. I felt like definitely in our group, they were the hardest team we come across. They were bigger physically, their physicality was on another level. Not many people handled it, especially the smaller boys. But yeah, we just weren't ready for it. We didn't want it at the start of the game, they wanted it, they showed it. That's why they got so many goals so quickly. But yeah, that's the worst part of it. We started with a different lineup. I myself started this game and was keen for it, and then when we conceded like that, it just defeats you somewhat, you know. Like, it's always hurting to concede first, especially when you go and start the game yourself. So yeah, it was pretty crushing.
Just simple. Chris has asked you to sit back behind that line or that line mark. Okay, the problem is, apart from we're not following runners because we're doing this. And it means, fuck the fucking ball off, look the cunt in the eye, and tell him you want to get past me, get fucking creaming. Wherever fucking high level, it's not back in Sydney. These guys know how to play. Show them that you know how to play as well. You can do it. You know how to do it.
You know, it was a bloodbath, especially in the first half. It was sort of about controlling and keep minimizing the impact that they're able to have on us, and no one was switched on, no one was prepared. There's a moment I rugby tackle someone to the ground. I always made fun of people for doing that whenever I saw it on TV. So it's funny that how that sort of turns around when you realize when you're playing against people that are so much better than what you're used to. And that's not saying we can't get to that level. I honestly believe you leave us there for 6 months to a year, we'd adapt and get close. But we were chasing shadows that game. And going into it, before we even played it, it was, I think the problem is we knew. I think we all knew what was going to happen. Instead of having a real defiant attitude, let's show this, let's prove what we can do. We didn't. And it played out exactly how we expected.
Let's go! Come on! Come on! Where we're at, boys! Come on! Let's go!
I think that spray at halftime helped. Like I said, the fight was what we needed, and the boys dug deep in that second half, and we scored 3 great goals across. Probably one was the goal of the tournament from a set piece we practice in training, you know. Stuff we've done before, but we just haven't put it into the game, and look, it worked. And we just need to keep working on stuff like that, and we need to have that fight from the beginning of the game. That was the difference, especially in that second half. We showed we can match it.
So once Tony snapped us into the right mindset, you know, went into the second half renewed and trying to prove a point, especially against a club of the stature that we were versing. You know, we came out very strong, you know, so did they, and we started scoring, and that felt great, because when you concede 9 without throwing anything back, you know, it's an awful look. So when we're able to actually finally start throwing back and really giving something, it felt really special, really showed what we can be with the right mindset.
Hey boys, second half. That's how you're going to play the whole game. You understand? It's at that level, that intensity, that fucking speed. You got to do that every game. At this level, you can get away with it at home. One little trick here, bang. Can't get away with it here. It's got to be that level, that intensity. Doesn't matter you get a yellow card, doesn't matter you get a foul. You get a foul, you stop a goal. Who gives a fuck? You get 5 fouls, you're on. You've done your job for your team. That's why you got subs. That's why you got players. So remember that in the next game, guys. You just can't match it. You just can't match it. Okay? It's just, I don't know, maybe first half, nerves, scared, worried, because we watch them play, and they're a good side. They're well drilled. They're physical, they're strong, they're skillful, they're fast. Yeah, but fucking so are you guys. Do you understand? Yeah. So are you.
Okay, hard game, right? What's the summary of the game?
The game, yeah, it didn't go how we wanted. That's the easy way of saying it. Yeah, it's a really hard game. These guys, they play a lot together, they train daily, and coming with a group of 18-year-olds, 19-year-olds in my team, it's a big shock and a big change. We showed at the end when they put on their younger squad that we were able to be competitive in that way. We just got a lot of work to do, and I could see that we're not very far off, but we're still far off, if you know what I mean.
Yeah!
What happened, Dylan?
About a minute to go, I robbed my ankle. Really nice.
That was top fucking beans, bro. That was top fucking. You reckon you'll be able to play tomorrow?
I'd say so. I mean, we don't have a choice.
Yeah.
I will play tomorrow. Just a matter of how well I'll play tomorrow, I guess.
Yeah. So I guess you want to kind of stay off it then tonight?
Bedridden.
Yeah.
I'm just going to stay in bed. Obviously, move to have dinner, I'll be very gentle on it. No movement whatsoever, limit that. All about recovery now, trying to get it as good as possible for tomorrow.
How you doing?
So Dylan, tell us about yesterday. What happened?
Yesterday during the game, about 1 minute to go, I rolled my ankle. I was running back towards the goal after the ball went out, and I literally just landed on the side of it, and it was very painful. I don't know, because I've never done anything like this before. I've never had a rolled ankle like this. It's only ever been mine, I never had the full force, full impact of my body onto it. I thought I felt a small snap maybe or something, but evidently that's not the case. Went to the hospital, got some scans, it all checked out, all seemed alright to go. Yeah, it was really painful when it did happen, but about 5 minutes after I could still walk around on it. I don't know. I thought it would be a lot more painful than what it is now. Granted, I haven't got up and moved around that much yet, but for what it is, it's a lot better of an outcome than what I had expected.
So we'll see how we go then.
See how we go.
So today is the last game of our group stage versus Bogota, which is the national league team again from Colombia. They've drawn one of the games 1-1, and no matter how we play today, no matter how we do, we won't get off the bottom of the group. But I don't want to ever leave the stadium or not play going for a win. I want to leave here that we gave everything we got, and it's going to be a hard game, but it's it's really sunny, really hot, 3 p.m. Colombian time, and we're all excited to play.
What's the plan for today?
Do better than the last 2 days.
Yep.
Yeah, it's simple as that. Everything we didn't do properly in the first 2 games, we do them properly. We may not come out on top, but we're going to do a better score than we have been the last 2 days. Our goal for the first half is 0-all. 0 to them. It doesn't matter what we get. I don't care if we don't score. I don't care if we score 10 goals, as long as they're to 0. Just everything we didn't do these last 2 days, we fix them, we do them. We play better, we're happy.
What is it that you need to change?
Our defense is too sloppy, our aggression. We're not ruthless enough, we don't want to win the ball, we don't want to keep the ball. We want to counter, but to counter you have to have the ball, and we don't have the ball to do that. So it's not very easy to win a game if you can't do what you know how to do.
Even off the ball, foul. Yeah? If we get too many fouls, I'll tell you. But fucking get aggressive defensively and let's bring it to them on the counters, yeah? Come on, boys, come on, let's go.
Come on, go on through the crew, right?
Let's go.
Let's go!
From the start, eh? Fire up.
Hey, boys,
From the start.
Whoever you have, call him from kickoff. So I'll be target, I'll take the guy right at the back, right? But if he runs that corner, I'm in that corner. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Put your hand up as well so everyone knows that that's your player.
Yeah.
Right, show signals.
It's typically going to follow. We're typically going to follow the same play every play.
The second yellow they had received, that should not have been a card. That was a clean tackle, right? Straight on the ball, got the man, got the ball, right? Tackled him, it went out, and for me personally, I don't know what any other person thinks, I thought that was very freaking clean. I shouldn't have gotten a blue card for that. No way in hell would I think with that a blue card.
Come on, boys, we got this, come on! 20 minutes, boys, we can do this. Without counting, everyone needs to push up, okay? Not just one or two people. Things we do that with Futsal.
We're doing that all the time, I'm just saying.
No, we're not.
No, we're doing it a lot. We are keeping to our man. Every time we switch.
No. On the camera, win the ball back, we're in attack position. No one, anyone makes an effort to go up.
You know why? Because if they get the ball, we're fucked. We're literally told not to do that.
I'm not to do that.
Yeah.
I'm accountable.
She told us to only let two go up at a time, so we're fucked.
She's told me to stay back every time. But either way, can you use your hands in that whole green area? Can you use your hands? No, like genuinely, are you allowed to?
Yeah.
Then claim it, that's yours. Alright? I know you're hurt, but push through it, alright? That whole thing, that's yours. You come out, you take that ball.
I just want to run the ball away.
I know, but I'm not talking about just that time, I'm just saying in general. That's your area, claim it, that's yours.
Yeah.
No one else is in there. Fuck them up, get that ball, that's yours, alright? That was a fucking clean ass tackle. I don't know how I got a fucking... I don't know how I got a yellow card, honestly.
Follow!
notice the court's not fucking level. Yeah. The ball just, and you gotta like touch it down.
It's the ball. It's the actual ball. It's
change the shape too.
It's an egg. It's got those little curves.
It's so fucking weird. You gotta do this, and then it goes.
It has no cushion at all. It's like it's just fucking.
It's fucking good old shit. The bladder. Pretty fucking bad.
So what happened out there?
Oh man. So to be honest, I did as the coach told me. I was following instructions, you know, on the man, tight, follow your man, right? And the first one I actually did get a yellow. It was fair. I pulled on him, tugged on him, right? It stopped them from scoring a goal, right? The game processed on, and we got a corner, right? So our corners is I fake coming into the ball and then getting out to defend, right? That's what the throw is for, right? So I did that. I got back to the defend, right? They took possession and it was a 2v1, right? So I went straight in for a tackle, right? Slid in, got the ball beautifully. Very, very amazing tackle. So clean. And the ref gives me a yellow card, and I already had 2. So I got a blue card and I got sent off for the whole match. That was an amazing tackle. No ref in Sydney would give that a warning or a yellow. Like, something's going on here. That's all I'm saying.
So what did that foul mean for you for the rest of the game?
Well, that means I got sent off for the rest of the game, and, you know, I was just left on the sideline, and I wanted to, you know, help the boys, you know, be more included in the game, but, I mean, I couldn't. I only had 5 minutes game time, and I feel it sucks. It's a sucky feeling getting sent off early, very early in the match.
So you have to try and break that down.
Okay, sounds good to me. What else? I'm sure it was.
So should there be some? Should there be something a bit more sort of rotations at the back to sort of try and break them down before you do a counter?
It depends. Majority of times we just counter. So the rest we can't just figure out.
Yeah.
I think that's how we've always played. So I'm not just going to start going. Pass here.
I think the biggest thing, like I was saying to Zeke the other night, like there's a lot of the times this ball defence wins.
Yeah, exactly. So we're just going to defend really fucking hard and then counter. But that's always been my style and our style.
Yeah.
Especially park it and then.
I think if you get it to Nico, you, Matt,
done. They're not, you know, especially when they have a 16-year-old on. Yeah. Target him straight away.
Yeah.
Out,
pepper
in,
him.
Shoot.
Like what Shane did to Dylan targeting.
Yeah.
Just pepper him.
Sounds good to me.
What? I don't know. She did breakfast. She was like, oh. Fuck? Yeah, or lunch.
I don't understand what happened. That was really good. I don't get that.
I don't get it either, but anyway.
It's just like, what the fuck? I mean, we're having a lot more fun now.
What do you want me to do with subs and timeouts if I'm doing it? I think you should do two and 3 at a time.
Oh yeah, no, 100%. If I'm off, Steve has to be on.
Yeah.
That's pretty much how it works, either or. And then it's pretty much Santi for Nico and Ali for Salah. I don't even know if Ali's playing.
Where is he?
No, he's getting ready, but he's being a bit weird too. I don't know what either of them did, but they're our guests, so if they want to act like spoiled brats, let them. Yeah.
How are you feeling today compared to yesterday?
Top condition. Ready to go.
Yeah.
Very confident we can get the win today.
Do you think now that, you know, this is the last game, do you reckon that will sort of make you boys take it easy, or are you just going to go really hard?
We should be going all out. We should go all out. Last game.
So who are you playing?
We play East Coast, the other Aussie team.
Yeah. How are they? Like, do you reckon you have a, you know, good
They're
chance?
solid. They're a solid team. They're here for a reason, but I think we will beat them.
Are you going to play the hard defence, like, you know, get away with fouls while you can?
I think so, because honestly I don't think they'll expect it if we do that, so we want to try and catch them off guard.
Do you reckon they'll go hard on defence with some tactical fouls too, or?
I reckon they'll sit back, let us come to them.
Los equipos australianos por el 7º lugar.
It was a rough game against East Coast. I wouldn't say it was because it was an internal beef. It was just Australian team versus Australian team really, really wanting that win. There was no vindictive type of attitude. There was no going to tackles trying to hurt someone. It was just they wanted to win, and we wanted to win too. There were a lot of fouls, and yeah, we play rough in Australia, but I'm not going to put it down to that. It's we played rough. You know, South Americans play so much rougher than what we play in Australia, and the refs, you know, over there allow that to happen, and they don't allow that in Sydney. So it was quite interesting to see that game against East Coast was that, you know, it was that hands-on and physical. They did make a few calls which were really light, and I don't know why they did that. The calls that they weren't making were versing other teams, but there were just so many penalties because there were so many fouls. I think it was just desperation in the end. Everyone wanted that win, and if someone got through, they take them out, meaning another foul. When you get to 5, there's a penalty on the 6th, and then every foul after that is another penalty, and everyone just started losing count. I lost count too and gave up a penalty as well. So it wasn't down to there was no sinister attitudes. It was just no one wanted to be that team that lost, and they were going to do everything to make sure that they weren't.
Alright, look, we're all thinking the exact same thing. We can dribble these guys, they're not good under pressure at all. And the only goals they've scored is because we decided to fuck up 4 times, right? Alright, now we know that, let's play to our fucking strengths. The moment you jump on them, we get the ball. I've seen him win the ball 7 times off, I don't know, 7. It's just, that's it, done, got the ball.
Listen, just get a bit and then like smaller.
Exactly.
Aggressive, they get scared.
But we've done that half the time, and they've also beaten us.
We're not doing it enough. Bro, we've done it to them beating them half the time, we're not fucking scoring. Alright? So the whole point is we have to take them on and shoot low back post. Someone get back post. Alright? It's the best way it's going to work. Playing them the style we've learned here is only going to work defensively. Okay, so when we're up front, just be yourself. However you score, however you do anything that you're used to doing, go and do it. Okay, because this is not the time to try and incorporate something. Be yourself. Okay? If you want to do 7 Maradona spins, or if you want to do 16 step overs, I don't give a shit. As long as we can get in the goal as the best way possible, and that's when you're comfortable. Or you we got 20 minutes, we're fucking going home. So, I don't know about you guys, but I'm going to score a goal in the next 20 minutes. I'd like all of you else to score a goal. What did scientists say? Everybody's getting a goal today.
Comienza el segundo tiempo.
Get back, drop, drop, drop! Drop it, go!
Excelente presentación de esos equipos. A continuación, el siguiente partido. Están preparándose los equipos por el quinto lugar. Equipo Velocidad y Resistencia Argentina ante Libertador FC Montes de Venezuela.
Alright boys, thank you for the tournament, that's one. We didn't want to go out like that, and I didn't expect to go out like that, and none of these did either. But at the end, yeah, we really gave it everything. I wish we gave it more, I wish we gave it that whole game, all of us, including myself. You know what fucking sucks? I think we played better than they did. Like genuinely. Like, you seen the ability level on our team? Oh, that's a little sad, eh? So I appreciate each and every one of you. And what I liked that no one was chatting back, it was just get your job done, let's do it for each other. That was the best thing. Yeah, there were a few yellings there and back, but that's normal football. You know, we're meant to be a crew and a family, so yeah, this really sucks. This really, really sucks, guys. But you know, this is just fuel to make sure this never happens again.
Yep. Having a great time with you boys. I love every second of it. Even though we've lost every single game, it doesn't matter. I've enjoyed every single moment of it. I love you boys forever. I'm gonna remember this for the rest of my life. We've made long memories. Wait, what's the word? Lifelong memories. Lifelong memories.
I got you.
I've made lifelong memories with you boys. I love you all. Thank you for this. I love you all.
Boys, that doesn't make sense.
Alexander,
how is that
a number one supporter?
How does that make sense, boys? We were so much better than that. It doesn't make sense to me.
Hot boys. It is what it is.
Starving on Matt. Big Red. You hear them call out Big Red on the lineup when they were announcing it today? Oh, I tried not to laugh.
in the end, they'll go.
I was waiting for him to play it a second time because there was two Australian teams.
Playing in South America is a bit of a wake-up call. You kind of see what happens when football's done, when it's done right. And over the span of this tournament and trip over there, this tour, you really get to see how the gap in the level from South America or Colombia, Venezuela, Argentina, Brazil compared to Australia. Now, football's huge in Australia. Futsal, football, they coincide. So it kind of comes down to, is there an excuse to why we're not as good? Now, a lot of people are going to say it's how the game's run, and yeah, that's true. They're going to say it's politics. Well, there's politics in every form of football. If you can't play the politics, that's part of the game. If you can't play it, then unfortunately you're not good enough. You've got to be able to play both sides. what it really comes down to for me is that you've got to understand football is a way out. You know, people that grow up in South American countries have a lot less opportunity than we do over in Australia. So these, you know, the youth over there are growing up as a way to, this is one of their major chances to get out of where they're from, get their family out of where they're from, and do it doing something they love. And football's such a good tool to change lives. In Australia, our life is, it's a lot more cushy. You know, we don't have to fight for anywhere near as much. So the resilience that we have when we play football is nowhere near what you have in South America. People will kill over there to play, and I'm sure people have. And in Australia, it's not like that. So yes, people say, oh, you know, the A-League isn't run right, which personally I don't really think it is. But I'm not involved with management of that, so I'm not going to make too many comments on that. Football in Australia also isn't good to watch. But that all changes with how the public perceives sport. South America, it's a religion because it's the way out. In Australia, it's not the way out. There are so many other things you can do.
Hold it. Sweet, I'm gonna frame that. I'll frame it and give it to Nico.
Sweet.
No.
Decree number 145. That's pretty professional. We can't call ourselves semi-pro after getting that.
What does it say?
I don't know, but it looks cool. It looks professional.
It is. This is a professional tournament. But hey, skate. I don't know what you consider professional. Skateboarders call themselves pro, but they still work for a shop, like a skate shop. What do we call ourselves? We lost every game.